Hi, my name is John.
And my name is Alice. You're watching Math Videos for Parents. We help you so that you can help your kids with math. And today we're talking about the volume and surface area of a sphere. So I'm going to start by calculating the surface area of this sphere that we have here. And the equation for that is that the surface area is 4 pi r squared. So I look at my sphere and my radius is 4 feet. So I'm going to put the 4 in for r. And 4 squared is 16. And then 16 times 4 is going to give us 64. So my answer is going to be 64 pi. I want to keep my units of measure, which is in feet. And because it's surface area, it's squared. So that's our surface area. Then we also were asked to find the volume. So I'll do that over here. The equation for volume for a sphere is 4/3 pi r to the third power. And again, the radius is 4, so I'm going to put that in there. And 4 to the third power is 64. Then I'm going to say, okay, 64 times 4 is 256 over 3 pi. And that's cubic feet. I'm going to see if I can reduce this. I don't think I can. A nice divisibility trick is to say what's 2 plus 5 plus 6. And so that's going to give me, let's see, 2 plus 5 plus 6 does not give me a number that's divisible by 3. It gives me 13. So I know I can't divide it by 3, so I can't reduce my fraction at all. So I'm going to leave my answer just like that. It's the exact answer. The volume is 256 divided by 3 pi, and that's cubic feet. John, take it away.
So what's funny is I noticed in the surface area formula that we have pi r squared, and that reminds me of the area of a circle. So from a conceptual standpoint, it seems like the surface area of a sphere depends on the surface area, or the area of a circle, basically, because we have that pi r squared as part of it. So I just want to mention, we recognize pi r squared from earlier study, and then it seems to show up again here with surface area. Another thing I want to mention is I love that you gave your answers in exact form. And we call it exact form because there was no rounding. These are the answers in their truest form without any altering. But in some cases, students might be asked to find an approximate answer, meaning, what is this? Like, is it 100? Is it 200? Where would it be if we had to round it? And 64 pi, if you use a calculator and round to, say, 2 places, would be about 201.06 square feet. And again, we call this an exact answer because there was no rounding involved, but then we call this an approximate answer because we did round a little bit to get here. And we could do the same thing for volume as well. We can divide this and put it into our calculator and get out 268.08 feet cubed. So this just gives us an idea of where about, these numbers are. So the volume is a little bit bigger than the surface area is.
Great, excellent. Yeah, and I like how the exact answer is exact, but then the approximate, it's almost more intuitive. I don't really have a sense of how large 256 divided by 3 times pi is, but I have a sense about how much 268 feet is, and 0.08 is it going to make or break it if I'm calculating how much sand can fit in a sculpture or something.
Exactly. And I think that's why we use them, just to get a better idea of what it is that we can do with the shapes and their volume and area.
All right, great. So John, I think you have another example for us, right?
Yes. And as a matter of fact, these problems really don't get that much more difficult. This would be the extent of how difficult the problem might get. Recall that Alice mentioned that the surface area formula is 4 pi r squared. In this situation, they did not give us r. They gave us d for diameter, the distance from one endpoint to another of a line segment that goes through the origin. So not the origin, the center. So notice that I'm thinking the plane. So notice that this line segment, it hits both ends of the sphere, but it also goes right through the center. So when we talk about r would be half that distance. The radius is just the distance from the center out to the endpoint. So that would be 7. So our surface area would be 4 pi times 7 squared. And then we know that 7 squared is 49. So we're just multiplying 4 pi by 49. An exact answer would be 196 pi square feet, since we're dealing with area. But if you wanted something more approximate to get an idea of what this is actually about, the approximate answer would be 615.75 square feet. And again, that's rounded to 2 decimal places. You can choose to go out further if you want, but we just chose to keep it simple and go with 2. And if we do volume, it's 4/3 pi r cubed from our earlier discussion. And again, we're going to use r equals 7 in our work. I don't think we're going to get any simplifying here with the 7 to the third. 7 to the third is a big number.
We can dream.
Yeah, right. So it's 4/3 times pi times 343. And again, if we use your little trick that you mentioned before about adding the digits up, 3 plus 4 plus 3 is 10. 10 isn't divisible by 3. So I'm not going to be able to make this fraction any simpler than what it already is. So I'd have to leave it as 1372 over 3 times pi cubic feet. And to get an approximate answer through rounding, that would be about 1436.76 cubic feet. And that's our volume.
Wonderful. Great. Thank you, John. That was very helpful. So thank you everyone for watching. We're Math Videos for Parents. We hope you found this video helpful. We have a lot more, and we're also happy to take requests if you have any topics you want us to cover. You can follow us on Facebook and on YouTube. Thanks so much.
Thank you.